Brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by the Hall of Famer, big game James Worthy, our Laker insider, Mike Bresnahan. And guys, it is rivalry week in the NBA. Lakers, Celtics, the nightcap on ABC. How many times do you think we're going to get big game to say we need to beat that Celtic?
Interesting game today.
Yeah, you got
see
that
what
right.
happens.
Yeah, Boston, big favorite, no doubt about it. That pinata video,
Indeed,
probably the best in this network's 11-year history. I mean, it was special.
I bet if you gave him another, as he just said, he could top it.
They should play that in Boston on their big screen.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised they don't.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I love where your head's at, big game. Here we go. We dive right in. The Lakers are currently 13th in the West. Mike Trudell, but I think no matter what, big game, and you understand this, you've been a part of this rivalry, obviously. No matter who is in or who is not, it is still a big game and one that you want to show up and show out for.
Yeah, despite...
kind of a crazy game. They did not play their best ball, that's for sure.
So both teams are looking for a little redemption coming off their last games. So.
And then obviously the game in December 13th. I haven't forgot about it. You know, the Lakers specifically have not, obviously. They led by 13 after trailing by 20 early on, but 13 with over 4 to play, eventually fell in overtime. You know, that's something they don't forget.
Allie, I know you've seen a lot of crazy stuff on the court. You know, you were there covering the 2016 final. You have to win a home game like that against an elite team like the Boston Celtics. It didn't happen. I'm sure it's been in his mind for quite a while now.
When you actually described it like that, it felt like forever ago, but it also feels like just yesterday.
Crazy, right?
That game.
Some key points, key parts, I should say, for sure.
And what is it when you're listed as probable? That means a 75% chance. So when we're talking about Anthony Davis, big game, I want to get your thoughts on what you saw from him in his return game versus the Spurs that you liked.
Well, just casually.
You got it?
No, I mean, I was going to say defensively. You know, I love what he did out there with the 4 block shots. That's what the Lakers have been missing. You know, they've slid all the way down to the middle of the pack in the NBA as far as block shot. 80 back on that side of the ball. That's a big deal.
I was going to say, being there live, watching it too, just that extra bounce and step. You could see that he was energized.
Yeah, no doubt.
As he told Mike Trudell,
So
5.5 weeks. It just felt so long. And for the latest, let's get you live to Boston. Lakers reporter Mike Trudell is standing by with more. Hello, Mike.
Hey, guys. Welcome.
Time for Access 360, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Good
time.
Just a regular game the other night versus the Spurs, but exciting for Laker fans. Obviously, AD's return, Rui's debut, and you're going to break down kind of their impact on winning.
To learn, you know, he kind of got hidden away in D.C. Now he has.
I'm Allie Clifton, joined by the Hall of Famer, big game James Worthy, our Laker insider, Mike Bresnahan. And just hearing Mike Breen say at the end of that game right there, it's always a fun one between the Lakers and Celtics. Certainly the two matchups this season have been that way until the end. This one's going to hurt for the Lakers, and it's really hard to kind of digest. You come into this one, the Celtics, excuse me, had lost 3 in a row. They're on their home floor without Marcus Smart, without Robert Williams III. And the Lakers come in, start their 5-game Grammy road trip, all but healthy, minus that of course, Austin Reeves. Play a great game, a battle back and forth. It was entertaining. It was disciplined for the Lakers, offensively, defensively, and a lot like some of the matchups we have seen throughout this season as of late, big game. That final possession before going to overtime.
That referee crew shouldn't get to call too many more big games like that.
It's not often we see big game also as emotionally.
Yeah. I mean, I can take non-calls. I mean, I know they're going to miss calls, but that one was just absolutely missed.
You want is a position to put yourself in a position to win the game. And when it is decided that way.
And the Celtics were getting calls. They were going through the hole, Jalen, Tatum, but LeBron gets hit.
You get to keep it. And yeah, it's going to lengthen the game a little bit. People will say, oh, you know, it's going to drag the game on a little bit. Hey, if you get a result like that, where the Lakers should have been able to challenge it, I'm okay with lengthening the game a minute or two. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, good take there. Good insight there. I think, too, when you listen to players, we've heard LeBron say it as well. What's the 2-minute report going to do for you the next day? The game's already decided. You've got your results. Big game, I want to ask you from a player's perspective then, obviously, because we just saw there the free throw disparity was 39-20. Celtics did their job, stepped up, knocked it down, 34 of 39. Having said that, you look at that overtime period, the Lakers did still have an extra 5 to play, obviously, and tried to decide the outcome there. But how tough is that as a player?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to turn something off and turn it on again. That's the nature of being an athlete. And so at the end of regulation, somehow I mean, that took, you're right, Brett, that took a lot out of LeBron. I don't know how much he had left there. I mean, in overtime right there, when they should have been
37, I thought Malcolm Brogdon off the bench was an X factor for them in 26. We will talk about that coming up in just a minute. You mentioned LeBron James. I think the last time I saw him like that was NBA Finals. It was a performance like that at that height. It kind of adds perspective. He obviously had 41 in this one. Just
played 44 minutes.
40 ball against the Celtics.
You just want to see a good game.
2 lines from Darvin Ham that stood out to me right there, guys. As much as you try to not put it on officiating, it's becoming increasingly difficult, again, as we've talked about, as of late with the Lakers and the best player on earth. Big game can't get a call. It's amazing.
You know, when you're battling against 5 on 8, sometimes it takes time to conjure that momentum up again. And by the time they were able to get something going in overtime, it was too late. But that play, with that referee standing right there looking at it, and I don't harp on refs too much because I know it's all